Hi there. So I'm at my house right now and our yard is a mess. We have limbs and sticks and twigs down all over from that dang Hurricane Irma. The wind was like howling last night. We had tons of neighbors that lost power. Somehow we did not. So I made some chicken and rice and made some bread and invited a friend over. But anyways, today everything is a a giant mess. And so we've got to get out and clean our yard. My kids do not have school again today because I guess some of the roads are closed and whatever else, and some power I guess was out. So they are home being lazy nothings. So anyway, I looked out my window. I'm like trying to clean my house and get everything back in order because remember, our house is on the market and now we've been stuck inside of it for 2 days. But I looked outside and my neighbor, Mr. Carter, who's 88, was like blowing off his driveway. And y'all, he's like Mr. and Miss Carter are maybe some of my favorite people ever. So I look outside and Mr. Carter is like cleaning up his yard and my kids are sitting like lazy bump on the logs doing nothing. And I was like, y'all need to get up and go out and help Mr. Carter. And they're like, Mom, we don't want to go. We don't want to go do work. We don't want to go do all this stuff. And I'm like, well, you need to get up and you need to go. And so here's the thing. I'm going to show you. I have to turn around because I'm like spying on my kids through the blinds, helping Mr. Carter. Okay, we're going to sneak peek through here. Okay, so see, they're out helping Mr. Carter now. Let me see if I can, I don't think I can zoom up. But they're actually helping him. I mean, y'all, can you even stand how cute he is? Mr. and Ms. Carter are the awesomest neighbors ever. Look at my kids. Okay. So here's what I'm saying about this. This is not about like tooting my own horn or that my kids are awesome and they decided out of the benevolence of their own generous hearts to go and help my 88-year-old neighbor. No, my kids are out there because I forced them to go out there and help Mr. Carter. Now, did they complain about it? Heck yeah, they complained. Miss Carter, when you watch this later, because I feel like you will, because you always join me on my Facebook Lives, I did. I made my kids go out and help him. But here's what I know too, is that by the time that my kids are done helping Mr. Carter, they are going to feel about it totally differently than they did the moment that I forced them out there to do it. They're going to feel totally differently. And they already, like the moment when they went up there, they were like, we don't know what to do, Mom. Like they're standing in the front yard complaining. And I was like, you go up there with a rake and you start raking his dang yard. And my kids are like, we just go up there and rake it? And I was like, yes. You walk up, you see someone in need, and you start to help. You don't say like, oh, can I help you? You just help them. Like if you see someone that needs some help, like start helping them and then be like, I just noticed you needed some help. Maybe don't, like people don't want to inconvenience one another, right? People don't even want to inconvenience someone when they need help. Like they just don't want to. And so because, I don't know why we're that way, but we just want to try to do everything ourselves. And so, so here's the thing. Our kids are not, out of the benevolence of their own heart, going to look outside and see our neighbor and see that they need help. But they will eventually if we force them to do it for a little while. Because I think what we have the opportunity to do as parents is we have the chance to be able to say, look outside, there is Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter is 88. He is blowing the lawn. He is bending over and standing up, and that is hard to do. Over and over and over. You are able-bodied and you are 11 and 7. You are already halfway to the ground. So you can reach the sticks faster. So my point is, if we want to make the world a better place, and I think we all do because heaven knows what a mess it is, like it starts helping your neighbor next door and making your kids learn how to do it too. Like our kids are not going to figure this stuff out on their own. Now, do I need to be out there helping them too? Yes, I will in a minute. But I think it's super important that my kids learn how to go do that without me standing there. Now, I'm totally spying on them from through the window, but I think that it matters that they learn how to build that relationship with my neighbor on their own. So I forced them into it for sure. But also, the moment that they asked Mr. Carter if they could help him, y'all, they started smiling when he told them that they could. So, okay, I'm going to do it again. I just saw my son carrying like a big giant stick. Look at this. Oh, he put it down. Anyway, I think probably there's lots of people that need help today. So, maybe instead of trying to make sure conditions are perfect, we just go out there and start doing it. And we teach our kids to do the same thing so that one day they'll learn how to do that too. They'll just learn how to look out the window and see that somebody needs something, and then they'll figure out how to do it. Now, do we all miss opportunities all the time? Totally. But if your kids are out of school today, even though you need their help, make them go help somebody else, because I have a feeling that that is going to do more for their heart than us continuing to shout at them to clean their rooms. I mean, we're still going to have to do that today. They still have to do that. But make them go help someone else, even when they complain. And we cannot get mad at them when they are not naturally benevolent and awesome the way that we want them to be, because I'm banking on the fact that one day they will be because of it. So, all right, I'm going to go actually put on clothes and help Mr. Carter.